Hi, welcome back. This is G-Man, My World 67. Well, we've come up to the completion of the William Crooks, and just wanted to give you an overview of it. Got the plume in, and I made this out of a small half-inch finishing nail, and it actually has a round head on it instead of the normal head on a finishing nail. This was made out of the tip of a Bic ink pen, and that's actually the tip out of a Bic ink pen. And put the hole in as I did with the plume, and went right down in there perfectly. Over here you can see I've still got the clamps on this front end. I started touching up the front end with this gold paint, and we're going to finish that this evening. I did the number one. I went back and did all the gold around the rim of the chimney and around the three stacks rather, the domes, the sand dome. Redid the whistle, the steam whistle, and added the two flagpoles, and these two are the finishing nails. Give you a little close-up of it. Touched it up, and you can see where, of course, I did touch it up there and there and there. Added the William Crooks, and I made these decals. These are actually just printouts on paper. But when we put the finishing touch on it, they'll be well protected. Both sides. Let's see if we can get a better angle on that one. I'm kind of out of focus for some reason or another. There we go. There we go. William Crooks. As I was saying the other night, I made these handrails out of clothes hanger. These are actually made out of clothes hanger. Now there are three different grades of clothes hanger. This is the smallest grade hanger that they make, and it just happens to be approximately the same size as the wire that they used to make the handrails originally. Now I didn't want to rebuild these stanchions. These stanchions were all broken out, so what I did do, I rebuilt them with glue. And then I put the rails in after the stanchions had dried some, and then put some more glue, and then glued across the top of the stanchions. To make like a strap or a clamp. It all came out well, as you see. We're going to sand this down real quick. We're going to go back over and retouch some of these places, like here, and on the other side where we had already touched them up. that final transformation. We painted, or I painted, the back side of this here, and got that looking good again. And I think when we get all done, we're going to shoot it with clear, and it should be ready to go. Now later on, I'm trying to figure out a way, another way to brace this cowling on here from the backside to give it a little more support. It's so long that it really doesn't have a lot of support, but I'm going to work on that. Not in the near future, but I'm going to look at what I can do to actually give that more support later on at a later date. Okay, here we go. All right. Get the camera set up over here. And away we go. Now we're going to start with the roof. We're going to sand this down. Hopefully it's dry enough by now that we can go ahead and sand it completely down. Looking pretty good. Now, I'm doing this kind of gingerly because some of this glue, as we get down, still has a rubbery-like texture. And I don't want to take off any more of it than is necessary because it is actually melded in with the plastic. And so I want it to go ahead and dry out so that we can make sure we got all the little cracks covered. Okay, while that dries some more, it's looking pretty good right now, but while that dries some more, we're going to go ahead and get out our permanent marker. Which is stuck in the drawer. Okay, here we go. And we're going to go back over these areas that I had done earlier. These markers have a tendency to tips have a tendency to dry out sometimes. That's what this one's done. I'll let that one sit for a few minutes. Get the other one out. All right. That takes care of all the touch-up for now. With the black, we're going to go ahead and complete our gold by taking and putting, I don't know whether you can see it or not, a gold rim around the top of the stack. Now, you don't have to do this. I don't think Marx had done that originally. That's the fun of it, is being able to complement some of the things that Marx had already done. Without taking anything away from its original Look. There you have it. Now, as I was saying, on this cowling, I did these first 6 in the middle, in the center. And I don't know, I kind of like that rather than having them all gold. It's different. I think it kind of identifies the engine also. And so I think I'm going to just leave that like that for now. I might go back later on and redo it should I change my mind. If I do, I'll do another video on it. But as for right now, we're just going to leave it with those 6 being done. So one spot up here we got to touch up. Got a little bit of gold on the black there. Remove our little homemade clamps here. By the way, a clothespin makes a great clamp. If you haven't tried it, you can try it at home. You don't get a lot of pressure, but you get enough pressure generally to hold whatever it is together that you need to be held together. The other thing is this is a wire clamp, and these work great. You can get these at Auto Parts, or I think Walmart's has them. I just happen to have a couple of those laying around. As I said, we're going to probably spray this when it's completely done. And I'm going to go back, I'm going to finish sanding this, and then I'm going to take the marker, I'm going to go over the whole top, and then let it dry, and go back and shoot this with clear. And I'll probably have to do another video on it because I don't want to do long videos. We've had a couple of long videos, so I'll probably just do that with make another little short video on it, just so that you can see what was done and to see the completion of it. All right. Well, that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the little exchange of information on this William Crooks. I'm really liking the way that it's turning out. As you can see, this corner came out nicely. We still got to go back now and resand that again. I just decided earlier this evening, that I wanted to go ahead and redo it a little bit. but it's coming out nicely. You can see this is not dry yet, but it's shiny, just like the rest of the engine. And when it completely dries, it's going to match it almost perfectly. Same with this side, where it was dull, where I touched it up before. Now it's going to be really a good match once it dries completely. The cow catcher, I'm probably going to go over it one more time. Those 6 bars, I might extend it to the other 2, this one and this one. And then that will be 8 bars, which will leave 2 on each side that are black. I don't know, we'll see. But as always, if you have any questions, you can contact me at gman1924@hotmail.com. And as always, once again, happy rails. Until next time.